In today's episode of Grandma Tales is a story of a classroom without words. Now, kids, listen to this.
Imagine a classroom somewhere in Africa, Kenya, where silence speaks volumes, where hands dance through the air, painting stories and sharing knowledge. This is the world of Miss Sarah, a deaf teacher who's about to embark on an extraordinary journey at Unity Springs High. As the bell rings, students file into the classroom, a mix of deaf and hearing children. They're curious, some excited, others apprehensive. Miss Sarah, a young African woman, radiating warmth and quiet confidence. She has neatly styled short twists and wears a patterned red and green jacket over a light top, giving her a vibrant yet grounded look. Her posture is relaxed, and she gazes forward with a soft, knowing smile that reflects curiosity and determination. She stands at the front, her warm smile breaking through any initial awkwardness. She begins to sign, her movements fluid and expressive. A voice interpreter translates for the hearing students, but soon, everyone's eyes are glued to Miss Sarah's hands. As she signed, "Here, we'll learn to communicate in ways you never thought possible." Over the next few weeks, Miss Sarah introduces her students to the vibrant world of sign language. It's not just about hand gestures. It's a full-body experience. Facial expressions, body language, and even the slightest twitch of an eyebrow all carry meaning. The hearing students are fascinated, struggling at first but gradually improving. But it's not all smooth sailing. Misunderstandings arise, frustrations bubble up. One day, a hearing student, Aiden, who is a student in Miss Sarah's class, throws his hands up in exasperation.
"This is too hard,"
he exclaims. Miss Sarah approaches him calmly, her hands moving slowly. She shows him how to break down complex signs into simpler components, like building blocks of language. Aiden's face lights up as he finally grasps a difficult concept. As the semester progresses, something magical happens. The classroom becomes a melting pot of communication styles. Students create their own signs for inside jokes, blending KSL Kenyan Sign Language with gestures they've invented. Miss Sarah doesn't just teach language, she opens up a whole new world of understanding. In history class, she introduces deaf historical figures often overlooked in textbooks. In science, students learn about the physics of sound waves and how cochlear implants work. Every lesson is an opportunity to bridge the gap between deaf and hearing cultures. The impact extends beyond the classroom. Parents report their children teaching them signs at home. The school cafeteria becomes a hub of silent conversations. But it's not just the hearing students who are transformed. The deaf students, who were once feeling isolated in a predominantly hearing world, now stand tall. One day, a group of students approaches Miss Sarah with an idea. They want to organize a silent play for the school, where both deaf and hearing actors will perform using only sign language and body expression. The preparation for the play as the class buzz with activities wearing African costumes becomes a school-wide event. Students from other classes volunteer to learn parts in sign language. The art department creates visual backdrops that complement the silent narrative. Even the school's sports teams get involved, incorporating some signs into their cheers. On the night of the performance, the hall is packed. As the curtain rises, the audience is transported into a world where words are seen, not heard. The story unfolds through graceful Kenyan sign language, exaggerated expressions, and powerful body language. As the final scene ends, the audience erupts in a thunderous applause. Not with clapping hands, but with waving hands high in the air, the deaf applause that's now familiar to the entire school community. Miss Sarah stands backstage, watching her students take their bow. She sees more than just a successful play. She sees a community transformed. A community where differences are celebrated, where communication knows no barriers. As the school year comes to a close, Miss Sarah reflects on the journey, mixed with tears, joy, and sadness at the same time. What started as a challenge, teaching in a mainstream school, has become a revolution. She hasn't just taught her students, she has opened their eyes to a new way of seeing the world. In this classroom without words, volumes have been spoken, barriers have been broken, and a new generation of empathetic, inclusive individuals has been born. As Miss Sarah signs her final lesson of the year in her class full of Kenyan SAD students, her final message is clear. In the language of inclusion, everyone has a voice, whether spoken or signed. The impact of Sarah's work extends far beyond the classroom walls. Former students return years later, sharing stories of how their experience in her class shaped their lives and careers. Some have become interpreters. Others advocates for disability rights. As we leave Sarah's classroom, we're reminded that true education isn't just about textbooks and tests. It's about breaking down barriers, fostering empathy, and empowering every individual to reach their full potential. In this classroom without words, the most powerful lessons are often taught in silence, proving that when we open our minds and hearts, we can create a world where everyone has a voice, whether spoken or signed.